to Operation Epic Fury. President Trump revealing his timeline to Fox News for peace talks with Iran.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon is reportedly warning Congress that it could take as long as 6 months to clear the Strait of Hormuz of mines.
Really?
Bryan Llenas is live in Tel Aviv with the very latest. Good morning, Bryan.
Good morning. Well, this is now day 10 of the U.S. blockade of ships to and from Iranian ports. And we're now seeing evidence here that this blockade is extending far beyond just the Middle East. CENTCOM says so far 31 ships have been turned away or blocked because of this blockade. And new this morning, we now know that 3 of those ships were Iranian oil tankers that were blocked in Asian waters thousands of miles away from the Strait of Hormuz. And one of those ships included an Iranian supertanker with 2 million barrels of crude oil on board. Now, these 3 interceptions come days after the U.S. boarded and seized 2 other ships. The U.S. is targeting Iran-linked oil tankers. It's costing Iran's economy about $500 million a day. The White House says it's prepared to continue this blockade for as long as needed. President Trump tells Fox there is no rush and no time frame to end the war.
We're waiting to hear back from the Iranian regime. The fact that they cannot send a unified message yet, which is why the president decided to extend the ceasefire, just shows how effective Operation Epic Fury truly was, because there's a lot of internal division over there. The president understands that, and so we await their response. Well, the president, the cards are in his hands. The United States maintains control over the situation. He has all of the leverage.
Now, in response, Iranian state TV has released new videos showing IRGC fast attack boats firing on 3 international cargo ships yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, boarding and seizing 2 of those ships. The White House says these seizures do not violate the ceasefire because they were not U.S. or Israeli ships. Meanwhile, Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Gallup says negotiations with the U.S. won't continue in Pakistan as long as the U.S. blockade continues. Quote, a complete ceasefire only makes sense if it is not violated by the maritime blockade and the hostage taking of the world's economy, and if the Zionist warmongering across all fronts is halted. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz is impossible with such a flagrant breach of the ceasefire. Separately, the U.S. is hosting a second round of talks between Israel and Lebanon in Washington today. Lebanon's president says they are working to extend the current ceasefire, which is set to expire on Sunday. The big sticking point in those negotiations is Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed proxy, which attacked Israel in response to the U.S. attacks in Iran. Israel invaded 6 miles into southern Lebanon, destroying towns and villages. Lebanon wants Israel to withdraw those troops, but Israel wants Lebanon to guarantee that they will disarm Hezbollah. So we'll be watching both ceasefires, both of those negotiations really intricately tied to one another. So we shall see how that goes today, guys.
Bryan Llenas, thanks so much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.